Flicker Fade Gone is a book by Javier that is mainly focused on the difference of living the real life and the life that we wish to live in. On this story, it will enable you to realize what is the difference and how the fantasies differ to the reality. The story will give us lessons that we should remember and apply to our life.
The protagonist is a round character because we know a lot of information about him. He is an introverted boy who finds himself happy whenever he plays games. Princess Peach is also a round character. She is the girl the protagonist fell in love with. She also comes to the arcade frequently every Sunday with her friends.
Next character, the mother. She is one of the factors why the protagonist became introvert, because she was the one who forced the protagonist to play with the other neighborhood kids. But sadly, he did not get along with them, for they bullied him, which caused him to be an introvert. Next is the father. He is the one who introduced the arcade to the protagonist, which can be clearly read in the story, as that memory was so vivid to the protagonist, for that was his first time playing games in the arcade.
Bullies. Bullies is a type of a flat character. One of the reasons why the boy became introvert and play arcade instead of playing with the other kids. Guard. The one who guards the arcade all day and all night. Arcade owner. The one who asks the guard about the employee assigned for the night shift.
So the second one is in an arcade. Most of the scenes happen in this setting. This is the place where his father first introduced games to him. This is also the place where he works, he plays, and also met a girl who he sees as the princess of one of the games he plays. This is also the place where he disappeared in the end of the story.
The man versus himself conflict is a conflict where the main protagonist of the story is in a constant struggle or fight with his or herself. Usually, this conflict normally happens within the protagonist's mind. The struggle can range from personal self-doubt or a moral dilemma to questioning or battling their own nature. This type of conflict can show complexity or a work in progress within the characters themselves.
The second type of conflict found in the story is man versus society. Since at the very beginning, the protagonist is struggling at interacting with the children in his own neighborhood. His mother also forced him to play with these kids that only bullied him and became one of the factors why he became an introvert.
The story Flicker Fade Gone is in third-person point of view because it uses the pronouns he, and also it is under the limited omniscient point of view because it knows everything about a specific person, only his perspectives, beliefs, and emotions, which is the protagonist or the arcade guy himself.
The genre of the story Flicker Fade Gone is fictional story. It is written in a prose narrative, which means it is in its basic form, and has no metrical structure nor rhyming scheme. There is also a part in the story where the image of the boy in the mirror is fading, which is not true to life. Unlike novels that has many story arcs, this story only revolves around one storyline, which is the protagonist that is being delusional and escaping the reality.
The story started with a 7-year-old boy who went to the arcade for the first time with his father. The boy was quite fascinated with the arcade games introduced to him, and how he is slowly getting used to the sounds of the gun in the game. He truly enjoyed every round as his father continues to insert a new coin every time he loses until he was left with none.
He was somehow a normal kid, but one time he got lost in his thoughts while staring at a mirror. He'll look into the mirror and slowly his image starts to fade. While deep in his thoughts, he got caught by his mother.
He then told her that he wanted to disappear. But his mother pulled him back to reality and forced him to play outside. Although he admired playing, he tried to join playing with their neighbors' children. They used to make fun of his clothing and push him around.
He didn't find any comfort playing with real kids or neither with real people. Then, his father brings him to the arcade again. He played and got lost in the momentum of being part of another dimension and how he can easily get what he wanted to be.
After years had passed, his parents went abroad and he discontinued living a normal life by dropping out of school and just pursuing what entertains him the most. He got a job in an arcade store and has been working there since. He was so engrossed in being a completely different persona in each game he plays. But that changed when he met a girl.
A girl that comes on Sundays with her two brothers. She normally accompanies them. You noticed the girl and was silently looking forward to see her again. Then a few days passed. He finally saw her again, but this time wearing her school uniform and was together with her classmates, both girls and boys.
He noticed that a boy's arm was around her and was about to come up to them to save her as he usually does in games where he saves a princess. But then, the boy near the girl started calling her undesirable words and was kicked out by the owner.
He then guided the girl to the back room to sit. Her classmates came to pick her up. On Sunday, the girl was with her brothers again. While her brothers were playing, the machine stops. Then she calls him to fix it. The girl smiled once it was done. The boy realized that the only way people notices him is because he was wearing the nylon strap with keys.
Then he realized that people only noticed him when they needed something from him. Just like every time when the machine jams the tickets. The next day, the guard came in and he saw no one, but a single machine playing by itself with the master key inserted into it. He couldn't remember who left it, or who the last arcade guy was, or how he even looked like. Who knows? Maybe he ran away, got inside the game or the key, or even killed himself. Or maybe he just flickered, faded, and went gone.
How about
You.
What do you think?